Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Your Lake Fork Guide. I got myself a friend. I just caught it on a chatterbait, my favorite all-time technique. This is an over-the-slot Lake Fork bass. We caught him in about 10 casts of arriving this afternoon. Yeah, I'm gonna get this fish back. Y'all stay tuned to learn how to catch more giants just like these on the old chatterbait. Give you the top secret guide tips. Here we go. Oh man, do I hate this. I hate this so much. Guys, this boat is for sale and I hate it. I love this boat so much. It's been my favorite boat I've ever owned. Man, it's fast. This boat's fast. It runs rough water better than any boat I've ever had. Doesn't have no screws come loose on it. Like all the bells and whistles hold up. No problems at all of any kind. This boat's for sale for $77,000. It's got about 230, 240 hours on it right now. It's a 2023 model FXR Select, which means custom order. It's one of a kind, color-wise, everything on it's custom ordered. Lowrance HDS 12 right here live at the console. Got Lowrance Active Target with the latest and greatest on that up front. Got the Humminbird 360 up front as well. Got a Minn Kota Ultrex. Minn Kota Talons, or not Talons, I'm sorry, Raptors. Not Talon, definitely not Talon. No. Minn Kota Raptors. These things are awesome. They're better than the Power Pole Blades 2 that I had before. Yamaha 250 Show. Holler at me. Text me. 903-519-1542. YourLakeForkGuide.com. Find an email. DM me on the social media platform you're watching on. I hate this. Really hate this. I think I'm going to do a background check on whoever buys this. Make sure they're going to treat it right. Yeah. We're going to have to do that. Yeah, as a chatterbait, man, it's probably my #1 favorite technique. If you had to tell me, hey, Billy, you can only fish one bait the rest of the year, what would it be? Probably be a chatterbait. I'm going to show you guys today how I rig it up, what size I use, what trailer I use, what rod, reel, line, all that good stuff. Give you all the download, give you a couple top secret tips to go along with those on how to work the bait, how to set the hook in the fish, and all that good stuff. Top to bottom, soup to nuts, all that stuff on how to catch fish on chatterbait today. Man, we just arrived here. Like I just pulled in here. It's a shallow grass flat in here, and literally within 10 casts caught that fish. I think it was probably about 5 or 6 casts actually. But I'm out scouting today. I got a guide trip in the morning. Hadn't been on the water for a couple days, so I came out to scout like I do. And got it figured out pretty quick. So now, as soon as I'm done filming this, we're going to run around to a couple other areas and get some more stuff for tomorrow. But if it all goes that fast, we'll be in good shape tomorrow, that's for sure. So for the fall chatterbait bite, and really for throughout the year, man, grass is a key component to fishing a chatterbait. I'm fortunate to be in East Texas. We do have quite a bit of vegetation out here. Most times Lake Fork has a lot of it right now. So right now is a good time to throw a chatterbait year-round with the grass in the lake. And what's funny is I just caught that over the slot fish. We're right here before the Berkeley tournament in the fall. Just got done with Sealy's. And the chatterbait on the grass flat is actually what won the Skeeter Owners Tournament in June for one of my customers. So a chatterbait really is effective year-round. Why is it so effective? Why is it so good? Man, there's just nothing quite like that vibrating jig skirt with the right trailer married up. Man, it just, the way that it goes through that grass and the way that it stops on that grass, and we're going to teach you how to do that today. There's nothing else to get the reaction bites the way a chatterbait does. So how do we go about fishing it? Let's start with, the where is the grass flat? Like find the vegetation, get on flats, depending on seasonal patterns, time of year, it can vary. Sometimes you need to be right near the channel. Right now, in the fall, they're feeding. When they're feeding, think flats. So right now, the flats seem to be more of the deal. Like in April and May, flats will be more of the deal. When you get into January, February, then creek channels and right outside the edges of creek channels with grass on either side of the drain or the channel, that's kind of your key deal then. In summertime, same way. So when the weather's more extreme, we tend to look closer to the depth changes. When they're feeding and the weather's better, the water temps are in the 70s type frame, man, that's when they get on the flats. Just kind of a general rule of thumb for you guys on where to be around the vegetation. How do we set the bait up? Pretty simple. I've got a 3/8 ounce chatterbait. I throw 3/8 ounce 99.999% of the time. I will throw a heavier one if I'm fishing deeper grass that's topped out, say 5 foot below the surface or less. So if I've got 10 foot of water and I got 5 foot of grass, so I got a 5 foot gap, then I will go down to a 1/2 ounce. Other than that, if it's within 5 foot of the surface, if it's 4 foot from the surface, 2 foot from the surface, 3 foot, I like the 3/8 ounce, and I like to slow it down a lot to where it barely ticks the top. When you fish the half, it can tend to get bogged down in that grass that tops out in less than 5 foot of water. So that's something to think about. 3/8 is usually the one I'm using. We don't have a lot of deep grass on Fork right now. Most of it is in 5 foot or less. There's some in 6, 7 foot right now, but not a lot. So it's 3/8 ounce pretty much all the time. This is Clearwater Shad. That's a color. That's probably my favorite overall color I use most of the year, especially in the fall when they're focused on shad. That's a color. Black and blue is one that I keep on me. That's for like dirty water in the wintertime. The green pumpkin red can be really good in the pre-spawn in the wintertime type deals. And other than that, I'll keep like a Beehite Delight, which is a chartreuse and white kind of a deal. Some type of chartreuse and white can be a key thing as well. So those 4 colors should really cover everything you need with a chatterbait. This trailer on the back, this is a 3.5 inch live magic shad from Lake Fork Trophy Lures or Lake Fork Tackle, whatever their branding is now, but y'all know what I'm talking about. LFT Lures, baby. LFTlures.com is the place to get them, or the store right here in Emory, right by Lake Fork. So that is the chatterbait trailer. Like, you can put other things on there. I have fished different fluke style baits. I fished the impact shad on there. I've fished swim baits on there, paddle tail swim. I don't really like the paddle tails, man. I know a lot of guys do. I don't like it. I think it kind of contradicts the vibration of the blade and the waggle of the tail kind of work against each other, and neither one works as good with the other together. So I really like the slotted baits. This has got slots. And the big key component here, this is the only one that has it, the horizontal tail. That makes that tail just erratically whip side to side, and when you fish it in the water, you'll see the thing about the jackhammer. By the way, I'm using the jackhammer chatterbait. Why do I use a jackhammer? Well, it's got the best components in the game. On top of that, there is no other chatterbait that has the vibration on the head that it has, the direct connection to the head, and the hunting action. Those two things combined, man, with this trailer and this chatterbait head, the jackhammer, it will wander and dart and dut and dut, and man, it comes through grass really well. You know, all the things you need a chatterbait to do, this is the best setup. 3/8 ounce jackhammer, live magic shad. In the wintertime, I do bulk up and go to the 4.5 inch trailer. Right now, spring through fall, I'm using the 3.5 inch live magic shad. Typically, I do trim the skirt a little bit to that first swim slot right there. Right now, it's a little, I just comes out of the package, it's long. Okay, that's the chatterbait setup. Rod, reel, and line. I'm throwing it, so I have a custom built 7.5 foot medium heavy rod that I throw it on. It's a little heavier rod than most people would throw a chatterbait on. A lot of people throw on glass. I don't like that. And I'll tell you why. I like to throw it on a little heavier action rod, and you can throw it on a 7.2 medium heavy. I do have a 7.2 medium heavy I throw it on, but a medium heavy rod somewhere between 7 foot and 7.5 foot on your personal preference is what you want. The longer the rod that's medium heavy, generally speaking, each rod can be a little bit different, but generally speaking, the more leverage you're going to have on that bait to pop it out of the grass. And the biggest key thing here is when you pop it out of the grass, being able to pop it out with a subtle twitch of the rod, that is the difference between being a chatterbait fisherman like everybody else and being a very, very good or elite chatterbait fisherman. Is how good can you feather that grass, feather that bait down, touch the grass, and twitch it out of there with little subtle twitches. If you're over there just jerking it to get it out of the grass, you don't get bit when you're doing that. You get bit when you're reeling it along, you start to feel the grass load up, you just get a little pop, just a little pop, just a little twitch. We'll show you more of that later when we show you how to work the rod. But that's kind of the key deal, man. Like, that subtle twitch is such a big deal. And that's why I use a 7.5 foot rod, because I do like to use 17-pound fluorocarbon. I used to use braid, and if the grass is real heavy, I still will use braid, like 30-pound braid when I'm fishing a chatterbait. Some. Most of the time, and I mean the vast 99.999, I'm using 17-pound fluorocarbon. With that being said, to get that bait to work through grass right, you've got to have a little bit overpower on the rod. Also, a chatterbait bite can be more of a load bite. They will thump it sometimes, but that big one y'all just saw, it was a load bite. It just load, like it almost feels like you're hung up on grass. You've felt that sensation before if you fish a chatterbait enough. You guys have seen me over the years load up on fish and think it's grass, trying to shake it off. So a chatterbait bite can be a load bite. When I'm fishing that overpowered rod, that 7.6 medium heavy, okay, with all that leverage, that 7.6 rod, what it allows me to do is just lean. You know, if I go to jerk and it just loads up the rod and I just kind of lean a little bit, man, I got them. It's just like a crankbait hook set, really. Then I'm just setting the hook with a reel handle more than I am the rod at that point. So it's kind of a gradual load setting deal. And that having that bigger rod helps when you're load setting a 4-aught, whatever. I think that's about a 4-aught, maybe a 5-aught, but I think it's a 4-aught hook in those jackhammers. Having a bigger rod helps when you're load setting something with that heavy gauge wire. So it's an important part of it. I know there's some other guys that do fish it like I do with heavier rods. There's a lot of guys that fish it on glass. If you're fishing it on glass, the grass better be scattered. You better be on the outer edge of it where you're not hitting a whole lot of grass. And when that happens, you're going to need to set the hook. So, and sometimes you don't feel the bite. Like, the whole point of what I was trying to get at there, kind of rambling here, but whenever you got a bite where it's a load bite, you don't always know when you get a bite. So just pulling on it like you're in grass and then getting that load set because you got a bigger rod, that lands the fish. That gets the hook in the fish and allows you to land it. If you're fishing a glass rod and you go to do that and you don't know it's a fish, you're not getting enough leverage, enough oomph to drive that 4-aught hook home just by load setting it. You got to set that. Well, you can screw up a lot of fish and lose them doing that. And I can. That's me. I can. So that's why I do it the way I do it. Where do we position the rod when we're retrieving it? How do we retrieve this bait to get bites? Okay, pretty simple stuff. What you want to do is point it out there at a slightly upward angle. So like if this is midnight and this is 6 a.m., we want to be just above 9 a.m. We want to be at like 9:15, 9:30, 10 o'clock, 10 a.m. at most. I don't know why I keep saying a.m. Hell, it's p.m. right now. But 10 o'clock is about the highest you want that rod at when you're pointing it out there, okay? So have it right there, reel it, control the depth you're at with the reel handle. Big deal right there. Don't point your rod down to control the depth. Now, if you absolutely got to get it down deep, you got some deeper grass, yes, you can slow down and point the rod down. But if you're ticking grass on a regular basis, having this rod in this position is going to allow you to have that subtle little, and that's all it is, guys. It's real. Just a little, real. Just a little subtle snap. That's all you want to do coming out of that grass. If you can get that thing to feather down, slowing it down with your reel handle, you start to feel grass as it drifts down. You start to feel it. As soon as you feel it touch a little bit of grass, pop. That makes that bait go. And when it does that little subtle jump, that's when they grab it. That big fish you just saw, I came over some grass that was real high in the water column, gave it a little subtle, just like that, and whoop, it loaded up. And at first I thought I was hung in grass a little bit, but I could kind of tell pretty quick on that one it was a fish, so we got after it. But that's how you retrieve it. Feather it down with your reel handle, slow it down, hit grass, twitch, speed it up a little bit, start slowing it down. And that is literally the only way I fish a chatterbait. I throw it out there, I get it vibrating, I start slowing it down until I touch grass, twitch it up, then I slow it down until I touch grass again, over and over again. That's the only way I fish a chatterbait. I've had tons of success on the chatterbait over the years. Oh my gosh, have I caught a lot of big fish on chatterbaits. You guys have seen a lot of them on the channel. There's been a lot that you haven't seen. Like I said, one of my customers back in June won the Skeeter Owners Tournament fishing a chatterbait this exact way. Showed him how to in the boat. He went out there and executed, did a fantastic job, and won him a brand new Skeeter in the Owners Tournament. So there it is. That's how you fish chatterbait. It's simple yet effective. Maybe it's not that simple because I just talked about it for a pretty good long time. So I don't know. Drop in the comments. Let me know what you think. Hope this helps. We'll see you next time. Right here on your Lake Fork Guide.